Take your Bibles, if you would, this morning to the book of Galatians, chapter number 6. I enjoyed that singing this morning. We are so blessed, amen, to have good music. Just service after service after service. And I thank the Lord for it. I want to welcome our visitors from Arizona. That's a long way to travel to come to church. Amen. Right. But we're glad you're here. We appreciate you coming by. They found us on the internet at our website. And if you think, well, what good's a website? What to do? Well, there you are. And so thank the Lord for that. Miss Ingrid sitting back there celebrating her 16th birthday. I don't know how she got married to such an old man. So happy birthday, Miss Ingrid. And I think we got everybody pretty well covered up. Galatians chapter 6, starting at verse 1. Galatians chapter 6, starting at verse 1. And let's go to the Lord together in prayer. Father, thank you this morning for your love, your mercy, and your grace. We thank you, Father, for our salvation brought through the shed blood of Jesus Christ at Calvary's cross. We're glad there's an empty tomb this morning that, Lord, gives proof of just who Jesus is. So, Father, we pray now for your blessing on the preaching, that you'll use me one more time. I plead the blood, and I pray, Father, for liberty to preach as you want to preach. May the Holy Ghost have liberty pass by each person and bring conviction into their life as need be. Father, may Christians be encouraged. May the lost be saved. And Father, may the dedicated receive the blessings that only you can give. And now, Father, take charge of my whispering, stammering tongue. And may you receive the glory, the honor, and the praise. In Jesus' name, amen. In Galatians chapter 6, first verse says, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. I want you to notice here the problem was that the Judaizers and the false teachers were coming in, and there were those that had forsaken them the gospel, or those that maybe had been teetering and didn't know which way to go, and they start falling in with the Judaizers. And this letter is written and says, hey, if a man's overtaken in a fault, and the fault was following the wrong teaching, you that are spiritual, that's important, not everybody, just those that are spiritual. What is somebody that is spiritual? Is somebody that puts Jesus Christ first in all things. Amen. That's spiritual. They put him first in all their life. So you see it dwindles down pretty quickly. It says, first of all, ye that are spiritual, and it's if they're overtaken in a fault, let me get this first. That means to be unexpectedly stumping, or to trip, or to stumble, if you will, into a fault. This was it was accidental. They did this, and then he comes out with this now. You that are spiritual. You that are spiritual. So we want to look at some of this morning. Verse 2 says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. That's a strong verse of Scripture, isn't it? If a man thinks he's something and he is nothing. Right. We are just a vessel that God uses. We have no special things about us. What is man? Thou art mindful of him. We're taken from the dust of the earth, that first little inch or so of dust. It's not even down into the good soil. He took that dust and created man. We look at our beginning, and many of us look where we're at right now and say, wow, I thought myself to be something, but I was nothing. I was nothing. Don't claim to be something that I'm not. I'm glad that God has given me what He's given me. I'll be satisfied with it and use it for His glory. That is the most important part of being spiritual, is what you do all for the glory of God. If you're not spiritual. You can be faithful to church and not be spiritual. You can read your Bible and not be spiritual. You can sing and not be spiritual.
Amen.
You can teach a Sunday school and not be spiritual.
Yes.
So you need to take inventory and look. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. Sometimes you're out there by yourself. Sometimes God calls you and you have a burden God has placed upon you, and but it's just your normal load. And He said you'll prove your own work. What have you done? It is nice to be able to say, we have done this as a church. That's wonderful. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. But you know what's even better than that? When you stand up and say, you know what, I want you to know, God used me. In spite of myself, in spite of all the things in my life, God chose me to do something for Him, for His glory, and I praise Him for it. And it may be something like I preached about a ministry in obscurity. It may be something that's done without the spotlights on you. It may be done that you get very little recognition. Maybe you don't get any recognition for it. But you will get a blessing when you step into that celestial city. Amen. That him that is taught in the Word, communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things. I like this. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. That can be a haunting verse, can it? When I think about what I've sown, and then I say, I've got to reap that. Whether I wanted to do it or not, I'm going to reap that. Don't be mocked. Don't be deceived. God's not mocked. Whatsoever we sow, that shall we also reap. Right. We will reap it. So it ought to be that we say, you know what? I want to know how to sow good things so that I can reap good things. Because if I sow wicked, mean, hatred, if I sow those things, I've got to reap that. If I'm a gossip, someday they'll be gossiping about me. If I have sin in my life that is unconfessed, and I let it harvest there, I'm going to reap that sooner or later. Sooner or later. For he that soweth to the flesh shall the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall the Spirit reap life everlasting. I want you to, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. And we have there, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are the household of faith.
Yes.
If we don't get weary, if we're not weary in well-doing, there are some things that each and every one of us are called to do. Now I realize that each individual person can have ministry. just like our internet, just like the tracts that we send out. So that's what we send another 200 and something out this week, you said?
Yeah, right.
Right to the door. Thank you, postman, for doing that. If we don't get weary in well-doing, in due season. What are well-doings? Well, I believe this, soul winning. We're being soul winners. You notice what in 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 5. Doing well. Don't get weary doing well. 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 5. But watch thou in all things. Endure afflictions. Do the work of an evangelist. That's a missionary. Make full proof of thy ministry. We're supposed to be soul winners. Doing the work. Matthew chapter 4 and verse number 19. Verse 4 and chapter 4, verse 19 in the book of Matthew. Says this. And he saith unto them, to the disciples, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. The only condition there is that you follow him. That's not very hard. That's not very difficult to follow the Lord. We have a lamp and a light for our feet. We follow him. Wow. And he says, I will make you fishers of men. I better look at that here again. It says, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. If you're not a fisher of men, you're not following him. Or the scripture's wrong. I don't think it is. To endure all things. Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men. You'll be a soul winner. You'll be out spreading the gospel to a lost and dying world. Don't worry, like we said in Sunday school, it's a joint project. It's God's plan to go throughout all the world, and that it's our commission, our only commission, to go out into all the world and share the gospel. If that's God's plan, and if God's in it, we can't lose, because he'll never lose. We're in partnership with him to get the gospel around the world. That's what I like about our internet. That's what I like about our Key to Heaven ministry. We're getting the gospel all over the world. This little tiny church. And we're spreading the good news of Jesus Christ to a lost and dying world. I lost one pair that way. Wow. But we're part of his program. We're part of that reaching out. Go ye therefore to all the world. And you look and say, how can we do that with the few people that we have? We're showing you. And just think of this. What more we could be doing if you'll get on board. If you would get involved and say, I want to do this, I want to be involved, I want to promote the gospel, I want to do this project, I want to, boy, we could, if we work on it, we could get folks to come. So we need to be, don't grow weary in soul winning. Don't grow weary in that well-doing. You will reap. We'll reap. You think, how many of those have we passed out, have we mailed out over 30 years? And I forget, brother, you have an idea about how many?
Oh my goodness.
or 30 years, that's a bunch, isn't it?
What do you think? Over 100,000.
Over 100,000. Just think of the people that work in the church print shops that have a ministry. Because Brother Dennis sending out all these tracts, somebody got to print them. Wow. Don't grow weary, brother. We'll reap, but don't faint. Don't quit. Don't back up. Don't get stalled. Keep it up. Same with our website. Don't get weary. Check it out. Lead people there through the plan of salvation. And those of you Sunday school teachers, don't quit. Don't get weary. Don't faint. I know it's difficult, and we don't see a whole lot of people saved in Sunday school, but you're planting the seed. You have a part in it. Don't grow weary. Don't stop. Don't fall apart. Don't fall by the wayside with those other crowd that we're putting up with here, and Paul's putting up with. Then we're supposed to be soul restorers. In Galatians 6:1, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. You know, it calls for compassion, for meekness. I wrote this down, meekness in Galatians 6:1, a strong but under control, as a draft horse, powerful but easily controlled. So we got a bunch of horse people here today, every service. And isn't that true? That big workhorse, that big draft horse, they got a foot on them about this big, maybe bigger. But when I look at this, it says, but you know what? Put the right bit in its mouth, get the reins, and that horse will follow you around. I watch the Amish out here, they'll stop in the middle of what they're doing, let those horses stand there, and they'll walk into the house or into the barn. You think, what do those horses know they're loose? I wonder if those horses know that they can take off right now. But they're so easily controlled. And because that's their job, they stay there. Meekness, restore. We're to restore those, such a one as the spirit of meekness, considering ourselves. There is, by surprise, they were overtaken. They stumbled into it. You notice that word restore, that's present tense. It's an imperative action, active, means to repair, restore or repair. We're supposed to look for those that are hurting. For those that once were faithful and loyal and subject unto the Lord, and those that loved God, wanted to serve God, and were apart, and for some reason, something happened, they stumbled. They started to trip. They were on their way down. And you and I are supposed to be there and restore them. It's all right, brother. We've all made mistakes. It's okay, sister. We know you're doing your best. It'll be all right. We'll help you through this. We'll walk this valley with you. We'll climb this mountain with you. We'll get you restored back in the place where God wants you to be, back where you were happy. Remember, and David said, restore unto me the joy of thy salvation. Restore. Oh, here we're restoring. And David wanted to be restored in the joy. So we have a good message. We have a good thing to take to them and say, hey, we'd like to help you. We want to be a part of it. And they'll come back, and of course, you know who's to blame. You are. I am. I never saw somebody yet that needed restored that said, I need restored. Usually they say, well, no, I'm okay, I'll tell you what it was. I didn't like the way the preacher parted his hair, and I can't put up with that. Well, I really don't like that music. Well, I really don't like that preaching. That's where we call it quits. I don't care if they don't like the other stuff. I don't like that kind of preaching. Well, we want to get you restored. We want to get you back in fellowship with God. That's what we're supposed to do. It doesn't say restore such a one in the manner of meekness, lest thou also be and say you and I are beyond us falling. Could be us tomorrow. We're to be soul restored, soul winners, soul edifiers. In Ephesians chapter 4 and verse number 11. Ephesians chapter 4, verse number 11. Edifiers. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers. Verse 12 says, and here it is, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ. If you haven't realized you have a ministry of being a soul edifier. I've said it 1,000 times and I stand by it. People will walk through that door. Hi, how you doing? Blessed preacher. Thank you. Boy, just had a great time, preacher. And inside, they're torn to pieces. Inside, maybe on the way to church, they just had a knockdown, drag out a fight with their spouse. Maybe they just found out that one of their kids is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And they're a mess inside. But they'll come in and smile and out of them go, Lord bless you. Brothers and sisters. And he'll sit there with a smile until you're out of the way and they go, I'm hurt. You need to be soul edifiers, uplifting, encouraging to everybody. Not just those that look bad, because they don't all look like the position that they're in. Is what I'm trying to tell you. You don't know how many times the preacher walks in and stands behind this holy desk and preaches, and inside is torn to pieces. Saying, I don't even have anybody to share it with. I don't want to dump this load on my wife. Apparently the church didn't take notice. They're all happy. They didn't see me all a mess because I come into church. And when you're standing here, you've got to have a smile. You've got to be doing it. That's what people are looking. If they don't, there's something wrong with the preacher. So, we need to be soul edifiers, soul restorers. Listen to what it says in Ephesians 4 and verse 16. From whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplies, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, making increase of the body under the edifying of itself in love. Ephesians 4:29 says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use and edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearer. We need to be edified. We need to be uplifters. We need to be encouragers. You say, well, I need that. Yeah, and you'll get it if we all jump in and say, hey, you know what? We want to lift you up. We want you to walk out of here saying, boy, he's great. He's great. The service today, all about him. It's all about him. I mean, God came down and showed himself big. God came in. The Holy Ghost touched my heart. And I came in here, preacher, you don't believe me, maybe? I come in here, I was about ready to end it. I was about ready to take that pill bottle. I was about ready to shoot that thing in my arm. I was about ready to take the bottle cap off that beer bottle. I was just about, preacher, I was just about there to pull the trigger. But I'll tell you, I feel good. I feel excited. I think that there's a chance for me. I think that there's a time. You know, I didn't realize it, but I got 30 people here this morning that love me to death. I thought nobody cared. I didn't think anybody loved me, folks. I didn't think anybody wanted anything to do with me. They haven't asked me to go anywhere or do anything with them. I guess they just don't like me. And, folks, it's not true. In fact, he's such an edifier that when it's all over tonight, he'll probably say, preacher, let's go up to Jerry's, I'm mine. Amen.
Lord.
I just want to encourage you, preacher. What do you want? Whatever's on the menu, you order, preacher, whatever you want. I just want to encourage you. I just want you to know that there's somebody in the church that loves you other than your wife. Sometimes I wonder about that. We've been together so long, she doesn't have to love me, she just pities me. God, got a good help me. Don't let any corrupt communications come out of your mouth. We don't need anything to be putting somebody down. Did you see what they did? Did you see that? Oh, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they did that. I couldn't believe they said that. Wow. Hey, that didn't encourage anybody, help anybody. Just remember, when you're talking about somebody else is talking about you. So, soul edifiers. Don't get weary in soul winning. Don't get weary in soul restoring. Don't get weary in soul edification. And here's the thing, last one, soul effectors. Soul effectors. I want to find well, I knew it was in here this morning. Okay. It's my noise. Write them out. The pages stick together. James chapter 2. Soul effectors. The book of James, 2nd chapter, the 13th verse. James 2, verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, he that showeth no mercy. And mercy rejoices against judgment. What does it profit, my brethren, if a man say he hath faith and have not works, does faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding he gave them not the things which are needful to the body. What does it profit? What does it profit? Even so, faith that hath not works is dead, being alone. And so here we are looking at soul providers. We are to be providers. What are we providing? We are providing the word of the gospel that will bring the softening of the heart tissue to where they will be receptive, and we can be providers, where we're going to provide what they need. And so you look here this morning and you say, well, we don't all have the same need. No. But the one can take this need that he has, and he can go over here and work with Pope to help Pope with what he has. But meanwhile, Brother John back there, he's coming over here and he's working with this individual, providing what they need. What do I need? It may just be a material thing, and you and I are trying to provide for them. We're to be benevolent. That's the whole. That's what churches are. We're benevolent. We reach out. We give. We know that if we get anything in return, it'll be because God gave it to us. And so we look at it, we don't expect the church is going to do this or that. My reward will be from heaven. And so, let us not grow weary in well-doing. We know that there are going to be those over in Galatians chapter 6, verse number 1, that stumbled, they fell, they were caught unaware, and they need somebody. And their baby hollering out, help, help, help. And how do they do that? They're saying to you, this is why I went back to drinking. This is why I went back to doing this or that or whatever it might be they went back to. So maybe today, if you'll come up and ready to play for me. Maybe today you know somebody. Now I kind of limited it to our church. But it could be your neighbor. It could be the person that lives next door to you. It could be with somebody that works where you work. And nobody cares. They're waiting. Maybe what they need is an invitation. Maybe they need to be invited to church. Maybe they need to be invited to the 5th Sunday Fellowship meal. I don't know. Not every case is going to be the same. They're unique. And you'll feel like I'm not getting anything done. I'm getting nowhere. I'm spinning my tires in the mud, preacher. Oh no. Don't grow weary in well-doing. Sooner or later, the sun will come out, dry that mud up, and they'll be able to drive home. What you do today may not reap any benefit till next year. If you're laying down the foundation, you're all ready, primed, ready to go. So let's everybody stand. Father, we thank you so much for allowing us to have a part in your work. May we realize that every soul out here was so important to you that you sent Jesus Christ to go to the cross to save them. And so, Father, we realize that there's not one person out here that does not have eternal value with you. So we pray now that even as we're giving this invitation, the Lord, that the Holy Spirit will have liberty and go to that person that we know is hurting and encourage them and help them. Father, if there's somebody here that's lost, may this be the time that they come and ask Jesus Christ into their heart to be their Savior.